I know that I would track companies like David's, and I would go to events, because one of the I think more corrosive Facebook effects is the sense that you can create all the magic and chemistry that comes naturally from FaceTime, actual FaceTime, via electronic and digital means. And quite frankly, there's still no substitute. And more companies, like Nokia's, for example, are sponsoring everything from formal events that will bring in 300 people to what are called Mobile Mondays, which happen all over the world and involve a combination of startups, bloggers, big companies that are all coming in, to David's point, to pause, take a deep breath, and ask one or other questions, what's going on, to try to slow down and let the pace of change slow just enough so we can kind of get our heads around it. And I've met so many people at these events from all different walks of life. And invariably, especially in an intense moment where you felt like you're solving the world's problems in a face-to-face, and it can feel that way, having someone come forward and say, essentially, whether actually or by inference, I'm here because I care, I'm here because I want to be, I'm here to learn more, and I'd like to be able to carry on the conversation with you afterward. That happens all the time. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a creative place, because I don't see a lot of people who are sort of career hungry in those environments, but I think it's a right place to look.
And I think too, internships, I was telling the panel the other day, I never would have gotten a job at Padilla because to get an internship, you needed an internship. And it was amazing to me. We had an intern once with a law degree. I used to call her the highly overqualified intern. I still to this day don't know her name. But so I think that even if they don't have an internship posted, if you see an interesting organization and you really like the work they do, starting off, volunteer, research, do a project, write an article. I mean, just get involved with them, and don't be afraid to ask.
But one thing I would say to that too, I think Kristen's exactly right, but some companies don't have internship programs. Mm-hmm. So you have to be prepared to say, no, I'm not looking for an internship. I'm looking for an opportunity to help. And if they want to call it an internship, then fine. But sometimes companies that don't have an internship program, if you present yourself ready to do that, they'll go, well, time out, I can't fit you into my org chart. Right. So just be prepared to recognize that some people use different language, but ultimately it means the same thing.
Yeah, like do take on a project, or
project
yeah.
So.
And I would say also, I mean, depending on what kind of job you want to get, make sure you learn the trade websites where all these jobs are hidden. I mean, if you're looking at a job in publishing or that sort of thing, and you're not looking at Media Bistro, then you're not looking in the right place, because that's where they're. It's not necessarily mean that you're going to get a job from there, because everyone in publishing is looking there. But make sure that you're looking at Google, yes, also Tumblr. Are they offering jobs? Where are their offices located? Like things like that. Make sure you tune in and research what kind of other websites you can look at. Sometimes it's very easy to start that way.
And your network can help you with that too, particularly if they're on the younger side. Like if they're 15 years out, they may not know, but younger sets will definitely know where, because they were just in your shoes a few years ago.
That's very true.
Most of us got somewhere we didn't know we were going there, so that's a little more complex. If you know where you want to go and you don't have the credentials yet, there's no problem with asking that company. People in HR will almost, if it's a big company, they'll always talk to you. I mean, they're glad to, that's their job. And so you can maybe be more purposeful than any of us were about how would I get there? What is it that would be a worthwhile experience? Because, some places you may want to work, you're going to have an MBA. So what would be useful for you to do before you got an MBA that would make you more valuable coming? So if you're fortunate enough to really have a vision of these are the kind of companies I want to work for, but I'm not qualified yet, they'll tell you what would be relevant.
And